Oh, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock and we're good to start. Great. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to yet another one, Compass BMS. I don't want this one in here. Compass BMS webinar. Uh, Actually, let's move on to the next screen. Here it is. Come on. So this is our third webinar after we've done mapping and we've done maps and we've done scheduling as well. And this is now the time to go through effortless proposal creation. Talk about how Compass can help you on bring all your proposals together and just share have the same communication in a way amongst all the stakeholders of the company, from the clients, that they will be consistently taking the same kind of setting of proposals rather than different proposals per manager, if we are suffering from this, and to occasions where we don't have to deal anymore with spreadsheets, where each and every estimator will have to bring all the costs together and try to make meaning of the project, and then forgetting all about the spreadsheet and try to understand and nobody else understanding it. No, no, no. Everything's going to be here in Compass BMS, and we will going to be seeing today how easy it is to create all of them. We will be seeing the proposal views, as in the window that we have all the proposals open or in an inquiry state. Also, we will be creating the proposal and some proposal items. We will be talking about that in a bit for those of you who haven't worked with Compass. And then, really, really interesting point, talking about proposal item templates and sample projects. Lots to cover. Hopefully, we will just have them all together. We will be able to cover them all. A little bit about the webinar. Depending on where you are seeing it, whether it's on your screen or on your mobile, you will have somewhere around a Q&A little button where you can just push it. And should you have any comments, any questions, feel free to drop them there. And then during the presentation, I will be making some breaks to be able to just read some of them, if you have any. This is a recorded webinar. It will be made available to you upon completion. A little bit about me. I'm Spiros. I'm the Customer Success Manager of Compass BMS, assisting new organizations to onboard and existing ones, like most of you actually that you are on the call right now, to get more value out of Compass. So with that all covered, let's jump in straight away into Compass. To do so, I will bring this on. Here it is. So this is our Compass. Yes, I have already logged in as one user in here, Austin King. So this is Compass. This is our dashboard. We will be talking about proposals. Depending on your permissions, you will be able to see this sales section in here. If you can't, just speak with your organization and they will be able to grant you access should you have to have access. Let's jump here in proposals. This is a demo site. We have lots and lots of different works there, projects. Therefore, you will find some funny names and some funny business around here. This is just a demo. The first thing that I would like to show you is that in this page, we can filter by inquiries, as in all proposals that actually, hang on, flight mode, all proposals that we do know that the client wants those works from us, but we haven't submitted yet the proposal. And the open ones are those that we have submitted the proposal and we're just expecting from them to get back to us, let us know whether we won or whether we lost the project. You might have noticed that we have different columns for each one of them. In inquiries, for example, the main column that we've got, which we think it's really, really important, is the submission deadline. When do we have to submit this proposal? And you can see that some of them are red, which indicates that, yeah, that deadline has been passed. If we will move to open, though, we can see here different ones, as in when did we quote the project, when did we submit the proposal, and when are we to expect a decision from the client. In this page, you can see that we've got all proposals, 382, for the entire organization. Therefore, if you're a director, a CEO, or a senior management, or someone who's dealing with proposals, you can just see everything in here. However, if I am a user, as I am logged in as Austin King at the moment, I can just jump on my dashboard and I will be able to see filtered the proposals that I will have to submit. and the proposals that I have to chase in this little window in here. Once again, you can see some of them are red because the day has passed, either for the submission or for the expected award date. As we've seen before, no, what I want to show you in this page is something that not many people are fully aware of. That little tick box in here include active projects. So currently I am including projects that we won. There are projects, we are working with them. However, they have some open proposal items. As you can see on this one, the whole price of this proposal of this project is 9,160. Some of it has been accepted. Oops, some of this has been accepted. Some of it is still open, and we are expecting to see whether we will win it or not. As we've seen the MOPS webinar, we can see all of them in here. As I've said, demo site, we have a site in Kiribati, it's not Kiribati, somewhere in Pacific Ocean. We have a site down there. But in here, you can see the location of all the proposals, all the open proposals, all the proposals that you are waiting for an answer. Therefore, you have quite a visual understanding of where they are, and you can take some decisions on whether you would like to expand in Wyoming. Do you want to open some new offices? How does it look like? Everything is far more visual than having them on a spreadsheet. There are different ways also to filter the proposals. One of them is, obviously, I can just go here and I can bring all projects from Philips. There you go, Philips organization in here. But I can make some more power searches with some information that you cannot see in here in this table. For example, I might want to find all the proposals that on the details field I'm referring to Ferroscan. And here they are. Now, if I will click those two projects or even the three projects, I will be able to see Ferroscan in here on the details. And on that one, yes, Ferroscan in here. And you can use that kind of fields. All fields that you can see in here, you can use them to power search. Therefore, you don't have to have it in here to see the whole information here. You can do that as such. The other thing that you can do is you can use this little funnel in here and filter your proposals even further. As I've said, I am Austin King, and I would like to see all projects that I have at least one proposal item either assigned to digital engineering or surveying UAV. On the second section of the webinar, we will be explaining how we can assign those departments, so stick with us. So I can activate it, and immediately I have all the Austin King, all my proposals in here that I have a bit of an item of digital engineering or surveying UAV. As always, we can create a filter set in here, Austin King, S and U, for example. And then I can be able to access it. Ooh, I already had that. Haha, I already had it from some previous attempts that I've done. So yeah, you can see them, they're all in here. Cool, so I think that I've covered everything running. Yes, so I covered everything. Therefore, this is a time for me to take a short break and have a look whether we have any comments, anybody, any Q&A section. Nope, everything is clean. Yeah, we have no Q&A. Let me just quickly check on the, yes, there's nothing there, not even on the chat. Great, probably I'm doing a good job. Let's move on to the second one, which is the most interesting. No, it is one of the really interesting ones because currently we are creating the proposal. This is the time for us to start creating them. To do so, you can click here, create. In all honesty, I don't like to go through there, and I will show you straight away. Each organization has some contacts, and then they have some proposals. If I will click this contact, and I will click a proposal from the page of the contact, then the organization is already pre-filled, and the inquiry by, that's already pre-filled. So I prefer that way, just so that I will not have to manually add those three fields. Let's call it Survey of High Street. Great. Project category, infrastructure. These project categories, you can define them by yourself in your organization as desired. I will use infrastructure in here, and I will put some details. Survey of the entire street. Now, those details, probably you will have to be a little bit specific on this one, and you will have to think this through a little bit when you're adding the details, because those will be used once we will export in the proposal, should you want to. So instead of exporting the proposal to send to the client in a Word document and then having to add all the information in the actual Word document, you don't have to do that. Just add them here on details and Compass will export them straight away. When it comes to addresses, we've seen that before. We've seen on the maps. Let's add this address in here. Okay, so instead of typing the address, I will click to address, and that is being auto-populated straight away. And now I will have to set up the area that needs to be surveyed. So as we've said at the very beginning, this is a great way so that everyone within your organization know exactly what is happening. And that is defined even from the very initial stage of a proposal, i.e. with sales. And that plan will be used by operation all the way up until the very end of the project, communicating everything very clearly and very neatly. The next thing that I could add in here is the probability. I will just add 75%. That does help quite a lot when it comes to forecasting. And then I will have to add a source, let's say existing project 58900. Once again, those can be defined by your organization. We have more details in here, as in who's the project manager, lead field, etc., who needs to be invoiced for this project. That can be filled in. Let's click save on this one. Great. Now, the proposal is ready, but it's not actually ready because, as you've noticed, we don't have any price set yet. I mean, we can see the progress in here. We can see that this is the inquiry from the organizer, from our client. The submission deadline is today. That's how we've set it in some of those dates down here. And then we can see where we are. We have to prepare the proposal really today. Today is the 6th, isn't it? Yes, today. Let's do it. In order to get the prices in, we will have to prepare some proposal items. Within Compass, the idea is not that you are setting one price for an entire project, because projects can be quite complicated, and especially when you will have to record your hours and understand where people are recording their hours and where are you running over your budget, you will have to kind of split it in different items. Usually, the way we're doing it is we're splitting it by department, as in, or by type of works. So, for example, in here, I will click Create to create a new proposal item within the proposal, and I will write Topo Survey. Once again, I can write some details here of the entire area, including control points, for example. So once again, those are descriptions that can be seen to the client. So you as an estimator, you are pushing those descriptions to the client for them to see them. However, you're making them available to operations, to surveyors, to junior surveyors, to all the people who are going to be on site or who are going to be processing and creating CAD and BIM models. And then we will have to define how many people do we need for those works. I will need a junior geospatial engineer and a senior geospatial engineer. Those are costs set by your organization, and all those cost options are set by your organization. So all you have to do right now is just set how many days you assume it will take you to complete those works. Let's say 10 days, 10 days. I will add also 2 days for processing. Let me just put some CAD drawings as well. I will put a CAD technician, and that's going to be for 5 days. So this is my estimate for completing all those works of that topo survey. So this is the full cost of stuff. As you can see, within Compass, we have these 3 different categories. We can have some stuff, we can have some equipment, and then we have subcontractors and other costs, miscellaneous, any other thing that we would like to add in here. Let's add some equipment. I will add a total station, and I will add a VRS. That's going to be for 10 days, and the VRS is going to be for 2 days, let's say, for the control points. Once again, those are my costs when it comes to equipment. And I can add some other costs. Those here can be defined by your organization as you like. You can add whatever you want. So let's put subcontractor, and I will add traffic management, for example. Now, I do know that traffic management is at around 300. I hope that there's no traffic management around us right now, judging by the random number of arrayed. Apologies for that. Let's put 10 days for this, so 3,000 for traffic management. Here we are. Now we can see that the full cost is 9,053. This is a digital engineering department. Those works will be done. No, actually, let's have them under survey and UAV because it's a topo survey. And now in service, we are able to somehow create some little pockets, some little niche of works when it comes to survey and UAV. It might be rail, it might be, and as you can see in here, we do have some rail, we do have some portal. We've got lots and lots of different categories that you can pick yourself. You are setting them with your organization in order to have a better visibility of where our most inquiries are coming, where you could possibly push a little bit with marketing, etc. On that one, I will just put condition surveys, and then we can see the gross margin has been set by my organization for that particular service to 45%. We will see later on that for different services, we might have a different gross margin. Now, this is just the suggested, which means that if myself as an estimator, if I will go and change that to 16,000, I will have this red warning that, yeah, you're under your gross margin. You might want to check with your organization. It's all down to you now. Let's leave it as it is. Type is lump sum because I do know exactly what I'll have to do. I'll have to do a full topo survey of a well-known area, which means that every day that I'm going there, I would be able to say how much percentage of it has been completed. I will click save. All done. And now I would like to create another one, and I will call it bus stops. Survey of a bus stop along with SU survey, utility survey. Great. For this one, I will need a junior geospatial engineer, and then I can just put someone from utilities, I guess. Yeah, junior subsurface engineer. For those works, I will have to survey one bus stop. We don't know. Maybe more, maybe less, we don't know. But currently, we are preparing an estimate for one bus stop. And for that bus stop, I will need 4 hours on site. Oops, not 4 days for one of them, and 4 hours for SU. And let's put 2 hours on processing. Then I will add some equipment. I will put a total station for 4 hours. And let's put something about GPR detector duo, 4 hours. As we've said before, those lists can be defined by yourself. This is just a demo. Now I can add some subcontractors or other costs. Let's add congestion charge in London, UK. This is for the full day, so I'm going to leave it as it is because we are charged the full day straight away. Now on this one, let's use digital engineering, and I will use area referencing up. You've seen straight away that the gross margin right now is 50%. It's different depending on how we have set this up ourselves. However, as we've said before, with bus stops, we don't know how many we will have. We don't know how many we will complete in total. So that will be changed to rate, or well known in the US and Canada as TNM. Now, in this case, we can see that 216 is my cost. Yep. And then gross margin 432. Let's make it 430. And this is my total price for one bus stop. Now, if I'm going to do 10 or 20 or 30, who knows? I'm going to leave it as such because that's all I know right now. And every time that I will be making a new bus stop, that price will be changing. However, if I do know that I will have to do 20 bus stops in total, I can actually change that to budget 20. And now I immediately know how much is the price for that particular proposal item. Let's turn it back to automatic, and I will click save. And here is our proposal. Here is our proposal with those two proposal items, one for topo survey, one for bus stops, a total of 16,430. And now we are ready to actually raise the proposal. I can just go here in documents. I will click proposal. And then I will export as a Word document. I think I've got it on the light mode, don't I? Not on dark. Yes, it's on the light mode. Cool. So now you can see how Compass populated this proposal with Jay Harris, their email, their address, all of those information. And I do have this template in here, which is entirely down to you, how you will use it and what you will write there. You are just providing the proposal to us, and then we are tailoring it in order for it to be extracted straight from Compass. If we will scroll down, we can see here the proposal items, topo survey of the entire area, 16K, and then bus stop survey and SU survey, 430. This is, as we were saying before, those are the descriptions that we would like to be a little bit accurate so that we would be able to just bring them all in straight into the proposal. And along with the price, the signature as saved within Compass. So if it wasn't Austin King, if it was somebody else, then Compass will be pulling their own signature for that particular proposal. And a sale order form, once again, auto-populated from Compass or anything else that you might like to prepare. Cool. So with that said, I think, yes, we are done for the second part of our webinar. There is a third one. Once again, let me just have a quick look whether we have any QAs, chats. QA, we've got nothing. However, we've got on the chat, John, yes, include active projects. Please run through again. Yes, absolutely. So if I'm going to go back to proposals, those are all open proposals. They haven't been submitted yet. We haven't got anything from the client. We haven't heard back anything from the client. If I will click this one, currently, I am getting some proposals that they have been accepted. They are projects. That particular one, 37 hood support, this is a project. I've already started working on this one. 3,444 have been accepted. If I will jump on that proposal and I will go here on sales, you can see indeed that those two proposals have been accepted. However, that 5,716 is still pending. We don't know whether we will win it, and we don't know what is going to happen. Therefore, we are just listing it here so that you are aware that there is something pending on some of them. Joyce, can you set it up to include a 10% administrative fee for subcontractors? Very good one. Very nice one. So let's go back to what we have created. Which was that? Survey of High Street. Cool. So if we're going to go in here and we would like to add a 10% administrative fee, as you can see, the rate we've got is 50% because in here we are including our staff and our equipment. For our staff and our equipment, we've got 50%. That's what we have agreed within the organization. If you would like to create some subcontractors, oops, go back here. If we would like to create some subcontractor fees, you can create a new proposal item, a very, very brand new, and you can call it subbies, description, yep. Now I will add the subcontractor in here. Let's say parking. That's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? Let's add subcontractor. Subcontractor per rate at 800, 1 day, digital engineering, condition building, and now I can change that to 10%. And now I am defining it. I'm kind of hard defining it as a 10% administrative fee for subcontractors. I am saving it. And now I can see that I do have this proposal item. It is red, but I am aware of it. It's just a 10%. I'm not sure whether that have answered your question, Joyce. Hope it did. And then we have another one from John. If the open code item is exclude from code, will it still appear? John, please stick with me on this one, because right now I will be introducing to all of us in the webinar that particular, great Josh, thank you. I will be introducing the exclude from code section. So, and we will be covering this one as well. So let's go to the very third and last section of our webinar. And now we will be talking of, I will go to proposal 500, this one. Now, in here, you can see that we've got lots and lots of different options in here within proposals when we are creating proposal items. We can make them as optional, like this one. We don't know whether it's going to happen. We don't know whether the client will need it or not. Then we have this one in here. As you can see, this one is a parent and a children. We are including many works within one proposal item. This one is excluded from, as John have mentioned, this is excluded from the proposal because we don't want the client to be aware of that particular task. This is just internally for us to know what is going to happen. And then we have this one where we are adding the cost within the parent. That is happening once again when we don't want to show lots of information about this proposal, but we want the price to be added. Let me just quickly show you that on a proposal. Yeah, here we are. So on that particular one, you can see I have George Grayscale up on top, and then I have Roslip Stansfield, and you can see that I don't have the processing of traversing in here. It's not shown. However, it is within the cost. And then we have this list of provisional items, which are the optional ones. Now, what I want to show you is that, as you can see in this one, I have George Grayscale on top and Roslip at the bottom. However, I can change this sequence should I want to. If I would like the Roslip one, since it's the most expensive proposal item, to be up on top, I can click, I can click reorder. I will push this one up here. I will save this new order. And then if I will click export, I will get the new proposal where those things are on a different way around. Here they are, Roslip on top and George and Grayscale. Now, the last thing that I would like to show, which is quite interesting, is that you can create proposal items. John, I will get back to you on this one, on your question. It's just that I feel that we are running a little bit of time, and I would like to cover 2 items, but I will cover it in a bit. So if I will create here a proposal item, if I am creating the same proposal item over and over and over again, let's say that I would like to create a 3D CAD mapping, and I will have to write down the description. As always, I know it by heart. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is just create a template. So in here, if I will pick that template, for example, I've got lots of templates, as you can see. If I will click the 3D CAD model, this is already populated straight away. The name, the description, exactly what I want to communicate to both my clients and the organization. And then in here as well, I know that I am using some specific stuff, some specific equipment, a data surcharge for each and every one of those projects. I know that. So all I can do is just add them in here and then add the days. For example, I know that for this project, I will need 50 days on CAD and 50 days in here and 50 days for surcharge. And then I have already, as you can see, department and service is already being set because it is a 3D CAD model. Usually that's where I am assigning them. So all I have to do is just get my gross margin and my price is ready. So you've seen how quick it was for me to create one of those proposal items. Not only I can create, I can actually change them. So if I will go in here and I will make some changes, I can create new template, which is going to be my own template. Going down there you go. Auto reference survey, some changes. This is mine. I can update it, I can delete it, I can do whatever I want. And I mean, we've got lots of customers actually who are telling us that this really boosts their productivity and cut their time on those tasks. It cut it like by 70% because everything was so fast, so quick to prepare. Not only that, we can also have some proposals which are already there. They are already ready to be submitted in a way or to be copied. For example, I have this 3D laser scanning in here. I can click it and I can see that I've got all the details exactly because I know that on the laser scanning, that's what I will have to do. I have some proposal items in here. On that particular instance, I have the assumptions. I can have some more proposal items that have to do with 3D laser scanning. So all I'm doing is I'm going here, copy that project. Yes. And now I can start editing it and put the name that I want. Name that I want. And everything else is in place. Save. Yeah, okay, we need some sources. That's fine. So with that said, I have covered everything. We're just on 29 minutes. We're just on 30 minutes. I can see that we don't have any other questions or any other chats. Therefore, John, I can quickly, let me just minimize this one. Oops. I can quickly tell you, John, that that particular one I cannot answer straight away. I will definitely get back to you by the end of the webinar to let you know whether that counts or not. My instinct suggests that it doesn't. If it is not, if it is excluded from the code, it will not flag it. But still, I would like to confirm that we need to check it first of all before giving you something solid. So it is, can you, oh, there you go. Can you, Jared, can you edit which fields are mandatory? It is on our roadmap to be able to do that. At this stage, some of them can be set as mandatory. Some of them, no, they cannot be edited. But it is on the roadmap that we would be able to just give you the ability to each and every customer to do whatever they want, really, and just set whichever they want as mandatory. We have another question from John. How do we add Mr. Miss for a new contact? Let's go back here. So this is something that can be done, even though we're kind of, this is kind of a side one on, so you are referring to these ones. Those can be done from your Compass champion, from your API admin, really, or your IT department. They do have access on the API admin of Compass, and they can go there and they can add whichever title you need, actually. Okay. So with that said, we are 1 minute late. Therefore, I would like to thank you all for joining. Thank you very much for joining. As I've said, you will be getting this webinar straight away at your, not straight away, actually, by tomorrow, you will be getting this webinar. Anything you like, you know where to find me. Just feel free to drop us an email, or if you're not customers yet, you can see the links in here. Please do book a Compass BMS demo with us, and we can go through far more details with you. So thank you very much, everybody. I will stick around in case there are any other questions. I can see we don't have any. Feel free to contact me for anything that you might need. Thank you. Bye-bye.